Hey everybody, it's Jwitz here, and how about that Nintendo Direct, huh? That news hit us all like that. Welcome back to Nintendo News, where I make reaction videos whenever big Nintendo news drops, and today is definitely a big day in that regard. While I normally go through these things chronologically, let's address the elephant in the room first. Cloud joins in for Super Smash Bros. 4. This is actually an extremely interesting situation for me, because Nintendo actually flew Gerard the Completionist and I in to get an early look at this Direct the past weekend, just to get our reactions. Needless to say, we were pretty shocked by this Nintendo Direct. Here's a preview of what they got from us.
This is not real! This is not a real thing! No way! You gotta be kidding me!
No way! This is like doctored footage. I can't even believe it. That's the character you put in on the fake trailers that you see online that are really shoddily put together. Or like the really crappy character select screens that people Photoshop. No one will ever believe this.
Immediately after viewing, I asked how this was even possible, and the only response I got was Sakurai magic. For those of you who are younger, or maybe don't follow Final Fantasy, Cloud is the protagonist of Final Fantasy VII, which was the first main series Final Fantasy title to leave Nintendo platforms and move as an exclusive Sony PlayStation game. But it isn't like this is some obscure 20-year-old character anymore either. Sony just recently announced that we'd be getting a Final Fantasy VII HD remake on the PlayStation 4. And yeah, I guess we've seen Cloud briefly on Nintendo platforms like the Theatrhythm Final Fantasy game and Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, but Cloud in Smash was the last thing I could have predicted. As for Cloud himself, he looked great in the trailer from what we saw, with long, powerful slashes of the Buster Sword, some kind of limit break functionality, both his 7 and Advent Children costumes, and what looked like an Omni/Final Smash. It also looks like he's coming with his own stage, set in Midgar, full of familiar Final Fantasy VII summons to wreak havoc. There's still so many questions to be answered. Is this the Smash Ballot winner? I feel like it's so unlikely that that's the case, and all we know is that more Smash info will be coming in December. I'll be back in then with deeper Smash analysis. But man, what a ridiculous development! Who can become a Smash character? The sky's the limit. Cloud puns. Moving on to the rest of the Direct, here's a few quick-fire bullet points on my thoughts for the rest of the news. We kicked off with the official announcement for Twilight Princess HD, a game that I'm definitely excited to see with updated visuals. I love what they did with Wind Waker HD, and I really found myself falling in love with Twilight Princess again when grabbing that spinner footage for our last Zelda Top 10. There were rumors that this game would see either a 3DS release or HD treatment, but I'm glad it's getting a revamp to the home console. Still nothing in the Wii U Zelda title, but a new Wolf Link Amiibo is supposed to have some kind of functionality with the title when it drops later in 2016. In other Zelda news, the 3DS version of Hyrule Warriors confirmed that the female Link character, Linkle, will be joining in with double crossbows as her main weapon. Koei Tecmo revealed the design for this character a year ago with a Hyrule Warriors art book, and once some clever viewers saw a crossbow hidden within the Hyrule Warriors 3D trailer, speculation began. Finally seeing the character in action though, she looks pretty sick. I was worried that the 3DS version of Hyrule Warriors would be limited compared to its big brother on the Wii U, but so far it definitely looks like a fully functional handheld Warriors experience, perfect for grinding through its many missions on the go. 2 new Splatoon maps were announced, and both of them look really tricky. The museum-themed one has an insane amount of platform moving, and the resort level changes completely by raising a ton of inkable territory toward the end of the match. Splatoon has gotten a staggering amount of free post-launch DLC, and seeing that this will continue at least through early next year is a great sign for the game. There was a lot of Pokemon news in this Direct. Sure, it wasn't the expected Pokemon Z announcement many were hoping for, but there was still a lot of footage and a few surprises. We got some more Super Mystery Dungeon footage before the game's North America release next week. Info that the new Shadow Mewtwo in Pokken will be unlockable early with a Mewtwo Amiibo card included with early prints of the game, and even info on an upcoming free-to-play Pokemon Picross game, which looks like it combines the classic Picross puzzle solving with some Pokemon RPG elements. But the big announcement, in my opinion, was news that the Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow games would finally be coming to the 3DS Virtual Console. Something I can only imagine will be happening to celebrate the game's 20th anniversary. If you want to play a non-emulated copy of these old games, you usually need to replace batteries or keep an older handheld Nintendo system on hand. Finally seeing these classic titles hit the 3DS, while still including a wireless option for Pokemon trading to replace the link cable, is fantastic to see. Sure, these games have more modern remakes out there, but as someone who grew up right at the heart of these games' releases, I'm personally pumped to go back through them one more time on the 3DS. As expected, we did get some more footage of Star Fox Zero, this time showing off the newer vehicles at our disposal, like the new Star Wars-esque glider mode built into the Landmaster, and the Gyro Wing, which can drop off an adorable small little robot for navigation on the gamepad. Or dropping bombs. And finally, there was a lot of JRPG Nintendo support in this Direct. Not just the expected titles either, like Xenoblade Chronicles X and Fire Emblem Fates getting more launch information, but also a handful of Japanese 3DS titles finally making their way to the West, like the Monster Hunter-esque Final Fantasy Explorers, and finally, the 3DS ports of Dragon Quest VII and VIII. It looks like there's a ton of new Nintendo games coming in early 2016, and I can't wait to see what lies beyond that, with at least the main series Zelda Wii U and the mysterious Nintendo NX to come. Thanks for watching today's Nintendo News. Gerard and I were also on Nintendo's own news show, Nintendo Minute, which you can check out right now by clicking here, where we talk about some of the news from this Direct and play through a handful of upcoming 3DS games. You can also check out the video that Gerard the Completionist did right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with more Nintendo content.